Welcome back to another episode of Mel's Kitchen. If you don't already know, I am Mel, the woman, the legend, and the myth herself. Now, tonight we're doing something to fill those bellies up. We are doing Mel's steak creamy spinach pasta. So grab your notepads and your pen and let's get this started. I have already had my sirloin steaks. Let me tell y'all, when it comes to steak, y'all don't need all that extra seasoning. All you need is a good pink salt, black pepper. I marinated it with some red wine vinaigrette and a little olive oil drizzle. We have some fresh spinach that I picked from the garden myself, some sweet cherry tomatoes. We have some thyme, chives, minced garlic, of course. This is today's holy trinity. We're gonna do a little rosemary. We have shallots. If you don't know what those are, you need to expand your veggie palette. We have lemon. We're gonna do some garlic powder, nutmeg for a little sweet, savory taste. Can't have nothing without no spice, so we have our red crushed peppers and some paprika for that smoky taste. Got our butter, some Dan, some Kinders, Worcestershire white wine, heavy cream Parmesan. Let's get into it. We're gonna go ahead and get our spinach and our minced garlic and the shallots and the cherry tomatoes in a pot. So I'm gonna go ahead and take our Kerrygold butter because it's already salted, so we don't have to do too much to it yet. I'm just gonna go ahead and start cutting these cherry tomatoes because they're gonna cook down anyways, but I'm gonna split them in fours. Shallots, like I said, for those who aren't familiar with shallots, they're kind of like an in-betweener of like garlic and onion to me. And I said to me before y'all start getting technical. Okay, I hear my butter sizzling down. So once I get these cut through, I'm gonna walk our spinach over there so that can be melting, because if y'all know one thing about spinach, it will not take long for it to cook down. So once that melts down, we can finish our tomatoes. Now I'm gonna go ahead and grab that shallot. And contrary to what you might think, it looks like a red onion, but it's not a red onion, it is shallots. And we're only gonna use about a half of the shallot. A little goes a lot. Don't need to do too much, so let's walk this over with the spinach so that they can party along together. If you haven't been paying attention, we have our spinach, a little bit of our minced garlic, our champagne sweet tomatoes, and now our shallots. So that's gonna come to a simmer, and I just love the colors because it gives Christmas in a pot, quite frankly, if you ask me. I like my steak medium well. A lot of people like it well done, and those people, I need y'all to see the nearest PCP doctor as possible because it's just too thick. If you're able to eat a well done steak, y'all need to be in a fight with a pit bull because it's just too chewy. It's too hard, it's too rough. We're gonna drizzle it in with some olive oil, even though we're still gonna add some oil to the cast iron skillet, but this is just to get them back wet again. And like I said, it's been marinating for 24 hours, and you don't necessarily have to marinate yours for 24 hours. If you're in a rush, a good hour, 15 minutes will do the same as well. But we're gonna do a double compact, so it's gonna be butter and olive oil. I know some people might be like, damn, that's a lot of oil. But I mean, hello, flavor has to be there. So we're only gonna use half a stick of butter though, so don't be too hard on your girls. And for me, for a medium well steak, you just let it cook 5 minutes on each side. Now, I can't tell you what to do if you like it anything beyond that, because I'm not here for that. But now as that's cooking on that first side, we're gonna go ahead and get our heavy cream. Probably about 2 cups worth. Actually, let's make it 3. Why not? Let's make it a creamy pasta. Give it time to melt, because sometimes if you do it too fast, you're gonna have a chunky piece of pasta, and we don't want that. Okay, seems like it still needs a little more, so we're just gonna add another scoop. We'll let that come to its boil. While that's doing that, let's go ahead and flip these steaks. It's time to get to the other side. Should have a nice brown. That's exactly what we want. Yes, because this is what keeps your steaks juicy, is that moisture. Favorite part, let's start to season it up. I'm gonna take some of this Kinder's buttery garlic herb. Cause hey, we're trying to give a little Italiano vibes. And Dan O's spicy seasoning, one of my favorites after mine, of course. And if you haven't had that Mel's Magic, I don't know what to tell y'all because we're refurbishing. All right, we're gonna go ahead and turn that steak down. That's gonna cook on its final fuse on its own. Let's just softly stir that. I like to cook them both at the same time. Now I'm just gonna add a little bit of this white wine, about a splash, just to give her some wetness. So there we go. Now let's see, give it a little taste. Sometimes when I cook, I surprise myself. So since we already had our noodles done, we're just gonna keep these to the side. And these noodles are like an in-between of like a thicker fettuccine noodles, what I like to say. Up here, start with one steak. Give me a little knife. And we're just gonna cut it in small pieces. Make sure you have a good knife. But if you cook your steak right, you won't have to worry about that. And that's for my well done lovers. That's why y'all can't cut through it, because it's so tough. These are the pieces that are gonna go in the pasta, and then the other one will be for our topper. And you can keep them in strips. I just think it's easier for eating purposes to have them in cubes when it comes to the actual pasta. Now it's time for our sauce. Yeah, this is like love in the pot. Look at the creaminess. Got them tomatoes. Now we're just gonna serenade our pasta sauce. But you know what? My mama always said, if you know what you're doing, go ahead and just pour it all in there. Creamy, juicy, delicious. All the words you can think about. Who needs Olive Garden? One of my biggest pet peeves is the rim touching. So we're just gonna give this bowl a quick stir. And let's garnish with our red crushed pepper flakes. But as spice. And our paprika, of course. And we're gonna top it with some grated Parmesan, cause cheesehead one-on-one. Make sure y'all say y'all grace. Make sure we get a little steak. And hold on, get that steak piece in here with the spinach. Make sure I give me a little tomato. Creamy, cheesy, easy peasy. Make sure y'all comment and let me know what y'all think. But I know one thing, undefeated, undefeated.